What is going on YouTube? Hayden back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we are going to be looking at XRP, Ethereum, Bitcoin, Cardano, as well as the S&P 500. As you guys know, we are still doing our crypto coin display giveaway. As you can see here on the screen, if you want to win one of these $130 ticker displays, all you have to do is comment your favorite cryptocurrency down below, as well as come subscribed. Just do those two things, as I will be checking, and if you're not subscribed, you won't win one. And drawing will be this Sunday, so definitely stay tuned. More importantly, what we have to look at in today's video is the recent trends that are forming on most of these cryptocurrencies. The past couple of days, we have seen a big drop in the price of XRP and some of these major cryptos. About 3 days ago, we saw a massive reversal from $1.40 down to as low as 92 cents within literally a day, a flash crash. Since then, we've managed to recover on most of the cryptocurrencies, swinging ourselves back up above supports, which is very vital for the success of XRP and the success of these other cryptocurrencies to see any sort of consolidation and eventually recovery outside of this major resistance zone and up to, potentially levels of all-time highs. That's ideally what we're looking for. So recently, most of these cryptocurrencies have managed to recover back up, hoping that this is an outlier. We close above supports. And now, ideally, what we're looking for is to breach what we've done a couple weeks ago. We need to now complete again. If we manage to do that, we should be seeing some clear skies and we should be able to move up from there. Otherwise, if you guys are new to the channel, definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm, and let's jump into today's episode. So guys, there's been a lot of articles coming around, floating over the internet, basically talking about how Bitcoin and crypto recovering from heavy losses, but why Bitcoin could resume the decline. And I do understand that, and I do want to kind of give you that perspective of the possibility of correction to the downside. Now, I am still fairly bullish on the market right now, short term and long term. I'm still fairly bullish, but there is this slight possibility we could potentially see a correction even lower in crypto as it is September, and there is still this really big possibility that markets could continue this Elliott wave formation that we have drawn, potentially seeing markets swing even lower, and that's kind of what I want to discuss with you today. But as we know, Bitcoin did recover from 45K, but they're starting to discuss the possibilities of seeing a reversal downwards. You can kind of see, if we were to just draw a downtrend right here, how that would pan out, allowing coins to fall lower and lower, basically in the form of the Elliott wave that we do have completing B2C. So people are considering the fact that more losses are coming for Bitcoin. They are considering that if Bitcoin fails to clear certain resistance levels, 48,500, let's let the spike pass. If it doesn't clear certain resistances, there's a very big chance we could be seeing reversals lower. Basically, with the immediate support being broken, we would allow our prices to fall even lower. And that's pretty much where this article is taking itself. And I think that's very common, and we should anticipate that. And I would like to talk about that within all these cryptocurrencies. But as you can see, a quick refresh of the top 10 cryptos, everything looks okay, starting to recover very much so. It's Solana that's really just blasting off, up almost 30% for the day and almost 100% for the week at 77%. Absolutely phenomenal. But the other cryptocurrencies are starting to regain some support and allow themselves to float higher and higher, which is definitely a good thing. But as you guys can see, if we just jump into these technical analysis and jump into these cryptos, you can see basically my concern and where we need cryptocurrency to be moving to before I buy back in. Obviously, this is going to sound very familiar, but for all the new subscribers to the channel, I do have to just warn you as to what we could be expecting and anticipating. So a couple of weeks ago, if you flash backwards, you can see we were starting to see a formation of a sideways channel where there was a clear price floor and a clear price ceiling. And ultimately, the price of XRP was trading inside this sideways channel here with a clear price ceiling capped at $1.30 and a clear price floor capped at about $1. And realistically, what we were looking for was a confirmation of closure either above or below that price ceiling or that price floor, and that would allow us to basically decide which way we were going to buy in, whether we were going to buy in once we see confirmation of a closure above $1.30, we leverage it to the upside, and if we decided to close below our beautiful green uptrend as well as below the price floor right here, we would know to short it, anticipating a B2C formation. So we did just the other day close above $1.30, which was great, and we bought in, we leveraged it back up. and it closed at about $1.40. Definitely headed in the right direction. Then we saw this random spurt of rejection and volume loss, and we saw the price correct all the way back down to its moving average. Now, if you haven't noticed, we're still back inside a much bigger sideways channel here, where prices are still continuing to flow sideways. And once again, now what I'm waiting for is, I do not like to trade inside channels here. I will now wait for the same confirmation that we've been paying attention to. Now, the scary part is we've kind of lost the uptrend, and this was a very vital, point for XRP to allow itself to breach the resistances. Now that this is out of the way and it's gone, and honestly, I can delete this now because it's really unnecessary for us. We are only still in this consolidative channel here, and that pretty much is a concern, in the fact that if we don't break through our price ceiling at $1.30 again, there's a good chance we can close below our price floor at $1. You can see we close closer to $1. I have the price ceiling or the price floor drawn right about $1.05. If we close below that, closer to this moving average here, we close at the moving average, there's a much bigger chance that prices are going to play out like this and consolidate from a B2C formation, which would allow itself to pretty much be completing or starting to complete its Elliott wave formation, which, as you can see, is a much bigger formation than we had anticipated. And when we saw the pop above this downtrend here, it was pretty much a sign to everybody that, okay, time to go up. This looks really good and there's nothing to worry about. But just recently, we decided to climb back down below here, reevaluating ourselves inside the Elliott wave, basically saying, okay, time to see, are we going to be breaking bullish or bearish again? So once again, everything is starting to, redo itself, and we have to now be patient and wait before we buy in, seeing if we're going to confirm a bearish correction back from B to C, or if we're going to pop through our top resistance price ceiling and then confirm a bigger move to the upside. I'm hoping that we see the bigger move to the upside if we can close above $1.30, which should allow us to pump higher. But it seems like right now it's just a guessing game. So just let the markets, wait out. We have to be a little bit more patient just to see which direction we want to move to, hopefully allowing ourselves to make that decision later. Now, looking at these other cryptocurrencies, another sign as to why I'm kind of happy and a little more bullish than before is because even with the correction that we just had, the dump, even with Ethereum, still looks really good. You can see right here, even with the consolidation, we're still creating higher lows. And I think it's pretty much with all these cryptocurrencies. XRP is still forming some sort of higher lows. This kind of broke that pattern, which is a little concerning here. And it almost looks like there's a double top formation, which is also a little concerning. But for the most part, looking at Ethereum, which will obviously help develop the market, you can see there's kind of this higher low formation, and it's still, intact. There's still that movement here. There's a beautiful uptrend right here, the supportive uptrend. And you can see for the most part, all we did was consolidate right back down to this here and closed above it, which looks great. Even though we fell to 29.44, we closed at 3,400. So we saw a big swing right back up after retesting pretty much the moving average. We closed back above this uptrend, which is allowing the price to eventually swing a little higher. So really good all across the board. But again, I'm not buying into these cryptos until we get that confirmation that we're looking for. Without the confirmation, it is pretty much just playing with fire, and it could either dump on us or break bullish. And honestly, I don't want to be anywhere near it when that price happens. I'd rather wait to confirm the buy and then capitalize off the runs. You can see right here for Bitcoin, it's the same thing basically with XRP. You can see there's a clear price floor, right here, bottom support, and then you can see there's a clear price ceiling right here. A couple of days ago, when we saw confirmation and price actually closed above 50K, we bought in and it rallied up, and we thought we were in the clear. Obviously, nobody anticipated a bottom support, which got us liquidated as expected, as anticipated after this major dump. But ultimately, what we were looking for was if we were going to close above support. If we were able to regain closure above support, then there was a fighting chance we could potentially see markets swing back upwards. And as you guys can see, when we had this major dump, we actually closed right above 46,800, which you can see is where this bottom support is at $46,000, sorry. And we had 46.8. So when we closed about $46,000, it basically said, okay, we're still in this. We're still in our sideways channel here. And this could hopefully allow us to breach above our downtrend as well as above our price ceiling at 50K, allowing the prices to float up. So once again, we are still now inside of our Elliott wave formations on all these cryptos. You guys have to consider that. And you have to understand that there is still this big possibility we could consider a B2C formation. Once again, we do know that it's pretty bearish in September for the past couple of years with Bitcoin, and it's still a big possibility now that we have not anticipated for quite some time. We thought we were in the clear once we decided to breach the top resistance, but it appears that that's not the case. Not only that, but we kind of broke through our higher low formation. I'd like to think we did. I mean, unless there's going to make bigger ones, like this is going to be the higher low formation, something like this, then maybe we're still in it to win. And I'd like to think we are. I'd like to think that the fact that we're bouncing off our bottom support, this moving average, which we haven't retested in a very long time, but I'm hoping it will allow us to create these higher low formations, because if you haven't realized, in the past, we've seen tons of these major dumps. And all it's allowed us to do is regain support, recover, and pump even higher than the last one. So that's ultimately the same pattern that we're looking for, and the same thing that I'd like to see continue to happen is a higher low pump. So just something like this would be ideal. But everything kind of relies on whether or not we're going to be breaching through our price ceiling and our price floors. That's pretty much the last indicator we're waiting for, that major confirmation. If we decide to close below $46,000, we know to buy in for a short, anticipating the September bearish market is true, and we would complete a B2C formation, which would be obviously still a short pattern. We would anticipate that. Obviously, the second we close below 46K, we close at like 44, we buy in and we short it down to C. If we don't, we actually start to rally back up, we close above 50K, we once again know to buy in and leverage it to the upside, anticipating a bigger run. So once again, please be patient. Don't just buy in and expect to play it very aggressive. I'm a conservative trader, so treat it like that. That's what I'm going to be doing. Let's just wait for the confirmation, and there'll be plenty of volume. As you guys clearly saw, there's plenty of volume in this market still. So if we can see the closure above there, we could pretty much anticipate B2C. And if we close above here, we can anticipate the run that we were trying to start. So it's hit or miss in this direction. I'd like to say we're more bullish than bearish, as we're still closing above some very vital supports, which is good. And hopefully that continues. We regain our footsteps, and it allows us to pump even higher. And then wrapping up today's video, Cardano looks okay. I mean, it's very hard to draw in supports for Cardano because it's not really a bottom, but I do believe that for the most part, we are going to start swinging back to the upside here. So it's kind of hard to draw that bottom support level. It's kind of hard to draw a price floor for it. I want to draw it here because that's where the candle heads are, but I mean, I guess it's closer to the wicks here, whatever. You can see it's also bottoming out at a support here, or starting to find some support. And honestly, it's still inside its sideways channel. And honestly, hitting this price ceiling hopefully will allow us to consolidate and eventually pop through that price ceiling and allow us to float higher. But the same thing applies that I said with XRP to Bitcoin, also to Ethereum, and also to Cardano. So if Cardano closes below our price floor, which seems to be at about $2.45, we close at like $2.30, we short it to the downside, back to $1.80. If we close above resistance at $3, we know to buy in long and leverage this to the upside. It's very simple, very common. It's the same thing with all of them. Otherwise, you can see for the S&P 500, we're pretty much just consolidating right now, which I think at some point will start to breach lower. I think we had a big run originally right now, this consolidation, and I think we're going to slowly correct back to the downside. Otherwise, that's pretty much going to wrap up today's video, guys. If you are new to the channel, definitely make sure to subscribe. Enter the giveaway by commenting your favorite crypto down below, as well as subscribe. Make sure to turn on post notifications, smash the like button, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Peace.